Hello, once again. This is Patrick. I am interviewing another of our speakers as we continue connecting with our featured speakers for Breakthrough Small Business and Leadership Conference. As today, I'm going to welcome CJ all the way from Las Vegas, and she is our hiring and recruiting expert. And her topic for Breakthrough Small Business and Leadership Conference is keys to effective recruiting and hiring. CJ, how are you?
Hi, Patrick. I'm wonderful. Thank you so much to have me on. I'm so excited to be a part of the Breakthrough Conference. Looking forward to being part of the lineup with all the other amazing individual speakers.
Well, it's a pleasure just to have you. We've known each other for a very long time, and you come with a wealth of knowledge. You've dealt with national and international businesses on the recruiting and hiring side of things. So what made you decide to be part and wanting to be part of Breakthrough?
Oh my gosh, I think just the overall initiative and outside of the talent that you've got lined up, that's going to be able to give a wealth of knowledge and education to the attendees. Number one, I wanted to be a part of that. I also wanted to be able to share 20 plus years of the people industry. When you look at the economy of scale and how we've been impacted over the last couple of years, where our unemployment rate was in this time in 2019, we were sitting at 3.6%.
Wow.
And then you look at 2020, the height of the pandemic, it rose to 14.8%. And then now the BLS just reported it's at 6.1%. So not only did the last couple of years, and we're still living in the world of trying to figure out what that new normality is going to look like as an employer, much less a job seeker, the challenges are still having to be navigated through. And so being able to bring some of those ideas and suggestions based on the companies and the organizations and leaders that I've worked with, that's been something that's driven me to be part of the conference.
Awesome. So as you know, the conference is for small business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, and key decision makers. And it's the Breakthrough Small Business and Leadership Conference, which is taking place May 19th, 20th, and 21st of this year.
Yes.
CJ, what are some of the tips that you're going to give to our viewers right now that you'll speak to during the conference?
Absolutely. Well, I don't want to give away all of the sauce, but here's the bottom line. They say that staffing and recruitment is not rocket science, and that is absolutely correct. However, there is a science to it. So I'm going to be speaking to three things. Number one, it's going to be talking about the economy and how it's shifted for both employers as well as the job seeker, right? Employers right now are going to have to re-strategize their talent attraction initiatives, repurpose them in some ways. There's a new thing that's called remote working, and then
Sure.
People sometimes think it's a new fad, or is it a fad? And it's not, right? It has literally changed the infrastructure and the way that companies are building and hiring for their teams. A lot of organizations are starting to utilize AI and chatbots because they can't find some of the live individuals to join their team, and there's some reasons behind that. So we are going to talk about that. The job seeker, that's number two. The job seeker is looking for very different things today as it relates to considering a new opportunity. And I will tell you, just as a little sneak peek, pay is not even in the top 5. So we're going to dive into some of those items as well, and then just overall talk about the recruitment challenges and how to navigate them.
Well, I'm excited, CJ. I'm excited to have you. As I said, it is Breakthrough Small Business and Leadership Conference, and that's taking place May 19th through the 21st of this year. CJ, is there anything else that you think our viewers and our attendees should know? Don't give them everything, but give them kind of a snippet as to what you'll discuss on that day.
Sure, sure. We're going to provide some tools and techniques. I think number one, revamping and kind of looking as a small business owner, you've got budgetary constraints that come into play, right? Especially if you've been able to, uh, tread the waters of this pandemic and you're still coming out of it, even with some of the payroll support that was offered to some of the employees. So we're going to give you some of those tools, and we're going to talk to you about some great best practices that some of the other individual companies or leaders have been able to benefit from. I think, Patrick, for me, the biggest thing is there's 3 days worth of content that
Yes.
you've teed up. When you asked me to join and invited me to come on board as a speaker, I thought, okay, this is going to be a 1 day event, great pricing. And then you started to roll out the agenda. And I was even more excited. I've got several colleagues that are going to be joining us as attendees. They're really looking forward to it. Even some who came back. I had a couple come back to me, Patrick, and say, CJ, I'm not a small business owner and I have a pretty large team. Is this conference going to give me some good takeaways? And my answer is absolutely. It doesn't matter whether your team, is 3 individuals, whether you're a company of less than 10, or if you've got a team of 1,500. There's going to be some great tips, tricks, best practices, advice from some amazing and thought innovative leaders on the speaker panel. So I'm excited again to be a part of that.
And you said that in terms of some people ask, well, is it just for business owners,
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurs? No, it's for leaders as well. If you are
Yes.
any form of leadership, if you are a key decision maker, or you desire to be a leader, this
Mm-hmm.
is for you. So starting with you, well, starting with our opening key speaker, a keynote speaker, Anika, and her
Yes.
company is actually the presenting sponsor of
Mm-hmm.
Breakthrough. So she's going to open it up. And then come you next on the 19th, and you're going to be talking about the keys to effective recruiting and hiring. And we know when you fail at recruiting and hiring, you are in deep trouble as a leader or a business owner or as a manager. If you don't get that right,
Yeah.
everything else falls down from that point on.
Oh, it can be absolutely critical to the success of building a great team or building roadblocks. And, along the way, there are some great individuals who interview amazingly well. But when you put them into the actual role, they don't always live up to what your impression was on the interview. So why is that? We're going to talk through some of those pieces from the employer standpoint. We're also going to give candidates who are in the job seeker mode. We're gonna share some tips from their perspective. Just so, we were talking to a group just last week, and one of the biggest challenges is recruiters ghost people, and that's
Mm.
always been kind of a okay. Recruiters ghost, employee candidates ghost. How do you fix the ghosting? How do you take away that cloak and dagger kind of scenario? And there's not a specific recipe for that, but there are some best practices as it relates to how you're engaging the talent. What kind of voice does your organization represent? Not having a defined voice from an employee voice standpoint for your organization is oftentimes the number one hiccup that prevents companies from hiring top talent or attracting top talent, I should say.
Awesome. I just want to give our viewers just some of the topics that we're going to be covering here.
Mm-hmm.
CJ is going to be covering effective recruiting and hiring. We're going to be talking about developing a productive team. We'll
Mm-hmm.
go into leadership essentials, how to manage our time more effectively. We'll talk about ways to handle stress. Then we'll move into the customer experience, the power of social media, and then we will end it with aligning culture with your business strategy.
Mm.
So we are so excited, CJ. I know that your time is short. Is there anything else that you want to tell our viewers and our potential attendees that will help them to make the decision to attend on those 3 days?
Sure. To get this much content, Patrick, again, I've got people who are still calling me, hey, CJ, are there still opportunities to attend? The answer is yes. I always tell them the more the merrier. This is a virtual event. You don't have
Absolutely.
to worry about a mask. We get to see everybody's smiling face, right? The networking opportunities that are being brought forward are fantastic. At the end of the day, if you take one or two nuggets away, the price of admission is worth it, right? It is there, but I promise you, you're going to have a bucket of nuggets and you're not going to know where to start. That's okay. All of the speakers will help break that down for you so that you don't feel overwhelmed as an attendee and come out of there with this massive, bucket of ideas and think, oh my gosh, this is too much work to figure out where to begin. A lot of times we come off of conferences like that. I guarantee you'll have some good tools to be able to use to actually implement and execute the tips and tricks that are going to be shared with you.
Absolutely. And look, let me just put the graphic up here of our speakers, and you can see it's
That's
a
fantastic.
diverse group of professionals and
Yes.
experts in their field. CJ, I want to thank you. Any last words before we end? Because I know that you have to go, and I wanted to make sure that we respect your time.
Oh, you're so
All the
sweet.
way in Vegas.
Yeah, no, listen, it's starting to get Vegas hot,
Oh
so
boy.
it's we're all adjusting to that. But thank you, I appreciate that, Patrick. I want to know, I have my concept of why the breakthrough experience was created, right? The conference and the intent and the purpose,
Mhm.
which again, that's one of the reasons I joined. But from your perspective, you're the founder of this.
Mhm.
And I always believe that ideas start with what I call a mustard seed. It's that one small inkling that, if nourished and grown, turns into something amazing. What was the mustard seed for the Breakthrough Conference from your perspective?
And that's a great question, CJ. As you know, I have years and years of experience in developing people, training and
Mhm.
developing, and also leading. So I wanted to really pull something together
Mhm.
that on the development side, on the leadership side, but also from an entrepreneur, which I am, which you are, and a small business owner. So I
Yeah.
wanted to bring these two together: leaders, whether you are small business and corporate,
Mhm.
non-for-profit, and whether you own a business or you desire. So I wanted to pull all this together and get the best of the best to provide the support, the knowledge, the encouragement, the insight of the speakers so that we can give back to others that really need it. So that's the essence of it, is really to help others and to give back so that we all can grow, so that we all can have breakthroughs, whether it is in yourself, your team, or your business or an organization. So that's the genesis of it.
I love it, Patrick. I mentioned earlier that we would be sharing some of the things that employees are looking for when they make a decision to partner with a company. And you are hitting on some of the top 5 that we're going to dive into. It is about culture. It's about inclusivity. It's about valuing those differences. It's coming full circle. And so I'm so excited. Thank you again. I'm very honored to be part of the speaker lineup for you. Can't wait.
All right, CJ, look forward to it. So we will see. You're the second one up
Mhm.
actually on the 19th. So I look forward to it. Have a fantastic day.
Thank
Go
you.
make it happen, and we'll see you next week. Okay.
All right. Likewise. Take care, Patrick. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye bye. So I was talking to CJ, and she is one of our featured speakers for next week. Next week, the May 19th through the 21st. And it is Breakthrough Small Business and Leadership Conference. So small business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, whatever capacity that is, whether your own business, whether in a corporate setting, a non-for-profit, whatever that is, you want to make sure that you are here, you are there. It's all virtual, so you don't have to travel anywhere, no expenses. You can take it all 3 days, or 1 day, or 2 days. That option is there for you. So you want to make sure that you don't miss it, because if you miss it, you will miss some great information. Again, here is the link. You can go to the link, highlight it, make sure that you sign up today. Don't delay. Make sure that you are present for a Breakthrough Small Business and Leadership Conference. So I will see you tomorrow. We will have another speaker. And until then, stay safe.